Hey guys, it's Junior. Welcome back to the channel here at Horsepower Warehouse. I have 3 new vehicles that I am super excited to share with you guys. Each one is awesome in their own regard. It's going to be a busy time today, so let's jump right into it. First and foremost, I wanted to show to you this 1962 Plymouth Savoy. Now, I'm going to do the slow walk around as I talk about the car. If you guys can't tell, the paint on this car is what you would want of a black Plymouth Savoy. I mean, this car looks incredible. Holy cow. So, you guys know I'm a big drag racer. This thing has the drag race look to it. It kind of has that old school kind of cop car look. And you guys can see poking down here is a set of ceramic coated headers, and attached to those headers is a set of electronic cutoffs. So you can open it up, run this car as a straight header. I'm going to show you what lurks beneath the hood here. It's not factory, guys, but before I get into that, I just wanted to walk around this thing and show you how clean this car is. If I were to take this to the drag strip, I don't know if I'd be running it or running it through the car show. I mean, this thing is incredible. Black is a labor of love. When it looks this good, I mean, it's fantastic. When it starts getting dirty, you know, a car like this requires upkeep, to say the least. I mean, look at the reflection in this, guys. Look at that ugly guy. I mean, it's, man, the hours and hours and hours of paint work, body work, paint correction afterwards. To wet sand and buff this, it probably took them a few days. Really love the stance, how it actually is sitting. I was going to have this one on the lift for you guys, but the next car I'm about to show you is so impressive that I had to pick. Let's pop the hood. Now, I know better to try to do this with a camera, but I never learn. And that wasn't so bad. Lurking beneath here is a 440 that has been bored and stroked. You can see the Edelbrock Performer RPM aluminum heads and the Victor 440 high-rise aluminum intake. You can rest assured that there is a Holley double pumper carb that is ample sitting beneath that air cleaner. Nice Griffin radiator. You can see a better view of those Doug ceramic coated headers. If we look underneath the car, it's got the ceramic coated headers attached to stainless exhaust all the way back, 409 stainless. It has the electronic valves so that you can turn the exhaust on and off. You can see the exhaust right here and right here. I like the turn down, so it keeps the exhaust out of the car. I'm gonna fire this thing up for you guys. Now the car is cold. Let's go ahead and show you. I mean, this car is dead cold. So let's see how she fires up. It does have a 5-speed in it. I believe it's a Tremec. I want to say it's a TKO 500 or 600, but I haven't confirmed the build on this one yet. I was just so excited to show you guys. So we're going to fire it up with the valves closed. So the rear exit exhaust is in place right now. Let's give her 2 pumps. Make sure it's in neutral. You can see the oil pressure gauge. We have 80 psi of oil pressure, so it's obviously got a high volume, high flow pump in there. We are dead cold right now. So let's give her a second just to kind of warm up. On the choke now. Got an electronic choke. stunner. So it sounds good now, guys, but it's not shaking my walls yet. This Camaro over here is not shaking. You can tell it's not a stock motor. It's off a choke. God, I love this car. So, the fun part is here. So you push these two, I believe, down. I'm sorry, little microphone. Hold on, buddy. I don't know how well you guys can hear me right now. Woo! Now the Camaro is shaking. Should I? Yeah. Oh, baby. Just like that, if the cops are around, you're gonna want to press those buttons up. Oh my gosh. I love this car. It's hard for me to contain my excitement about something as awesome as this. You guys know me, that I'm a drag racer. I'd be putting weld racing wheels on this and slicks on the rear, and I would be absolute mayhem in something like this. Oh, okay, anyhow. Next one, I have a 1966 Ford Bronco half cab. So if you guys didn't know, Bronco was offered in 3 different configurations. One was a full cab, one was the half cab, and then they had a doorless model as well. This one being the half cab means that it has this plate here that turns it into a truck. Of course, it has the topper as well. If you were to remove this plate and remove the top, you can actually get a full top for this truck and convert it from a truck into an SUV. Something really cool if you guys weren't familiar with the 66 Broncos. This example was a complete nut and bolt rotisserie restoration. I just did very, very mild cleanup, and I honestly took pictures of it and did very little to this thing. Complete, correct restoration. Nothing was skimped on here. 170 cubic inch, inline 6. This thing purrs like a kitten. I love how this truck drives because it doesn't drive like a Jeep like you would expect. 3 on the tree. I'm gonna lift this up so you guys can see the bottom of this truck because it's so impressive. Let's open her up. The interior is super, super, super nice. Complete restoration again. No stone was left untouched, so to speak. You can restore a car and it not drive well. So it takes time afterwards to sort through the bugs. This thing actually drives so nice. I mean, it's incredible. Doors shut good. It's got all brand new gaskets in it. So it's a little tight, but everything shuts as it should. I'm gonna walk around and show you guys the paint on this one. You guys know I'm not a salesman. I'm just showing, the purpose of this channel is to show you guys stuff that I am personally impressed with. I do a lot of classic car restorations, and I also show you guys how I do it when I rebuild a car because I take a lot of pride in my builds, but I'm also super happy when I could show you guys when someone else took an equal amount of pride in their build. This was truly a, you know, the budget was whatever it takes, right? The correct jack, the correct handles, the spare. We have the cover coming for the spare. Rhino lined the bottom of it. That's really nice. Yeah, they did a really, really good job on this restoration. But I have a third car I want to get to. Before I do, I want to show you guys the bottom of this. So I will be right back. Let me put it up in the air for you guys. And we are back. You guys are going to have to excuse my eyes being a little bit watery. The race gas from this Plymouth Savoy is intoxicating, to say the least. It's spicy stuff. But let's take a look underneath the 66 Bronco. As I told you guys earlier, a complete rotisserie restoration. The body was separated from the chassis. Everything was completely restored, rebuilt, gone over, addressed, however you want to describe it. The guy spent a lot of time. I believe this was a 3 or 5 year build, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna have to confirm with Senior about that one, but the guy took his time, if you want to say, you know, that's probably the best way to describe it. Really, really nicely built truck. If you're gonna buy one that is completely restored, this is what you would expect. Now, this gentleman didn't do kind of the stuff that I'm accustomed to doing. I like the powder coating and the stainless lines. This car, or truck rather, was built to OE spec, as Ford would have built it. He didn't really want to defile it or, you know, improve it beyond what Ford would have built in 1966. So this is a true to form truck. And I guess that's probably why I'm so impressed with how well this thing drives. You know, when you don't make any modern additions, you're getting a 1966 vehicle. This thing really is a really nicely oriented vehicle going down the road. I know it's an awesome build. I mean, look at the thing. But I was equally impressed with this one just because of how well it drives. So whoever gets this one is going to be super happy. I hope they actually drive it, because it would be a shame to tuck this one. I know it's like a collector grade vehicle, but it'd be a shame to not enjoy something that goes down the road that nicely. But we're getting a little long in the tooth here on my video. I try to keep them around 10 minutes because I don't want to bore you guys. I have a new top flight car here, 1966 white coupe, green interior, 4-speed. And as I just mentioned, this one has already been top flighted. There's about 500 miles on this car since the restoration. I'm not sure when it was authenticated, top flighted, or built. This one actually just got in the building, so you'll have to excuse it for being a little bit dusty, and I haven't even detailed it yet. As you guys can see, I'm kind of here by myself on Saturdays. I give my guys the weekends off, and I run around here like a chicken with my head cut off. But this one hasn't been detailed. I mean, it's a true deal car though. It's already been authenticated by the NCRS, so I mean, there really is nothing to argue about here. 300 horsepower, non-power brakes, non-power steering. This is done in a single stage paint job. I'm gonna have this one polished. I think it'll come out. It's good now. In fact, it's great now. But you guys know how I am about paint jobs. Great is never good enough, for me at least. So I'm gonna have my guy go over and spend a few days on this one polishing it. I'm sure it'll come out quite a bit better. I'm gonna do my best not to touch this car because it's already been NCRS top flighted. My father's really a fan of these hubcap wheels. These actually have the Kelsey Hayes steel wheels underneath there. So they are the real deal steel wheels. My father loves these hubcaps. He says it's a pleasant change from the knockoffs because we have so many cars. The knockoff is kind of the go-to look. You can see the knockoffs on my Mosport coupe over here. You know, everyone loves knockoffs. It's just refreshing, I guess, for him to see the hubcaps. I don't know, comment down below. Do you guys like the caps, or are you a knockoff kind of guy? I'd be interested to see what you guys thought. I like the gold lines on the white. And I really kind of like the gold lines on the white with the green interior. You know, the contrast, it's cool. It is a neat combination. But yeah, this one will be going for sale. I don't know prices or anything like that. I just got it into my shop to kind of analyze what we've got here. A car that's already been authenticated by the NCRS to this level. If it reached top flight, that means 94 points or better. You know, it's not going to require a lot from me. So refreshing to have a C2 Corvette that I'm not supposed to touch, because you guys know me, I frame off almost everything I get my fingers into. Yeah, interesting. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you've made it this far, you are truly part of Horsepower Warehouse. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. If you haven't already, please consider hitting the like and the subscribe buttons. I am really excited to show you guys the progress that I'm making on some of these frame offs. I've got 2 cars that are almost ready for the bodies to go back on, and 1 car that we are prepping for the body to come off. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. So please stay tuned, be patient with me, and we got some cool stuff coming. Until next time, take care.